What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another week 14. That being said, we'll dive right into it. Last week we had a pretty stacked week. Day one, we had a HIIT movement focus day for 21, 15, 9 on bike cows, pull-ups, and dumbbell snatch. That one was a pretty nasty one. And then we worked on some gymnastics skills afterwards. So that was a good intro to the beginning of the week. Then we moved into some squat strength. We started throwing in a couple of overhead squats and some controlled dumbbell overhead presses as well, just so we could start to get used to the movement. I'd like to start incorporating snatches into our programming, but I want to make sure that everybody's on the same level. So we're starting to incorporate those things so we can get used to the movement, used to what a overhead squat feels like, so on and so forth, and we'll ease into a full squat snatch with different variations as they come up. So we had a squat strength stability day for day 2 on Tuesday. Day 3 we had another benchmark for Grace. I didn't do it this week. I will pick a day this week to do it in addition to the workouts I already do. But that's one of our benchmarks that we have. That is a 30 clean and jerk, 135 pounds for men, 95 for women for time. So I'll complete that one this week and report back as that comes up. So day 4, Thursday, again, was our steady state day. Day 5, we had deadlifts, and Saturday, of course, is our active recovery day. Here we had a powerlifting meet that we were putting on at the gym, so helped put weights up and load and unloaded plates for people, taking care of all the athletes that were getting ready to perform, so on and so forth. So it was a pretty busy, pretty active recovery day, if you want to call it that. So with that being said, I'll move right into week 14. For week 14, day 1, Monday, is going to be a HIIT and movement focus. I know previously we've started to kind of do a day specific for barbell work, a day specific for movement, just body weight movement. We're going to start to throw a couple more things in there for utilizing the barbell, so that way we can get used to a lot more movements. So this one's going to be 5 rounds for time. First exercise will be 15 cal row, and then we'll move into 12 deadlifts for men. I want it to be a good target to be 135, for women 105. And then we'll move into 9 hang power cleans with the same weight. So we'll go 5 rounds, 15 cal row, 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, both at the same weight. And this is all for time, so do all 5 rounds as fast as possible. So big thing that we want to start working on here is whenever we're going through this row, I'm getting a lot of feedback that people are feeling burnt after their first or second row whenever we're incorporating this. We want to make sure that we're pacing at a good pace depending on the length of the row. So if we have a 5 cal row, it may not be as big of a deal for us to crank out, at 1,500 calories per hour just to get 5 calories out of the way. But if we have a 15, 20, 25, 30 cal row, or even a bike, for example, if we start to get that wattage up and we're out there for a long period of time, that could really start to gas us out moving into that next movement. So really what I want us to focus on is whenever we come off of that rower, I need us to start putting hands on that barbell. So right off the rower, move right into our deadlifts. Bang out 2 or 3, step back, take a breath or 2, then move back into the deadlift. We want to move with purpose, move with intention, and keep that barbell moving. So that'll be our first training session, and then after that we'll work on some gymnastic skills as well. Whether you're trying to get your first pull-up, whether you're trying to get your first chest to bar, muscle up, whatever it may be, we can, if you have any questions on that, you can reach out to me, of course. So day 2, Tuesday, is going to be another squat strength stability day. We're going to move back into front squats. I want us to work up to one heavy set of 3. This should be about RPE 9.5, RPE 10. I want us to be pushing that number as hard as possible. And then right after that front squat, we'll move into barbell overhead press for a 4x12, and then goblet squat for a 4x12. And then we'll move into incline dumbbell press for 4x12, and then again our 40 strict pull-ups. those are going to come in handy when we have our Murph here coming up on Memorial Day. So that'll take care of Tuesday's strike day. Wednesday, our day 3, is going to be our next conditioning day. It's going to be a HIIT and very barbell focused. This is going to be a 4-time workout, and it's got a little bit more going on than usual, but once you see how it's spelled out, it'll all kind of make sense. So 4-time, this entire exercise set is going to be 4-time. We're going to do a barbell weight at either males. I would like to see 135. It's kind of pushing it, but because this is a lot of reps that we have coming up, but I'd like to see 135 for males, 95 for female. How this is going to work is the first set you're going to do 1 squat clean and 9 push jerks. Okay, and then on the second one you'll do 2 squat cleans and 8 push jerks. On the third set, 3 squat cleans, 7 push jerks, so on and so forth. The reps total for each round are going to be 10 total reps. 1 of the clean, 9 of the jerk, 2 of the clean, 8 of the jerk, 3 of the clean, 7 of the jerk, so on and so forth, all the way down to 9 squat cleans and then 1 push jerk. So we've got 9 total rounds for time, and we're interchanging that rep scheme as we start to go into the further down the list on the sets reps. If you have any questions on that, it's all spelled out. Just do it exactly how it's shown on the training session, and just mark them off each time you go through a set, so you know exactly which one you're on. And then after that, we'll move into some technical work on barbell movements as required. If you're trying to work on a squat clean, if you're trying to work on just your power clean on your front rack, if you're trying to work on a snatch, so on and so forth, we'll move on that after this training session as well. So that closes that up. Day 4, of course, is going to be our steady state day. So 30 to 45 minutes steady pace training, running, air bike, rowing. We definitely want to be busted a sweat, but we're not killing ourselves on this thing. Okay, so about RP 8, RP 8.5, somewhere in that range. Quick pace, but we'll go from there. So day 5, Friday. That's going to be our deadlift day. Again, I want us to move up to 3 heavy sets of clean grip deadlifts. So we want to start to incorporate that hook grip. And the only way to do that is to do it more. So we're going to do some clean deadlifts at a heavy set of 3x3, and then we'll do snatch grip Romanian deadlifts for a 3x12. This weight will obviously be a lot lighter, but I still want us to start using that hook grip. That's going to come very in handy when we start to get heavier in our barbell movements, our complex barbell movements. So 3x3 clean deadlift, pretty heavy, and then 3x12 on snatch grip Romanians, and then hammer curls and French press just like we had before. Adding in some dumbbell bench rows, make sure we're pulling that dumbbell all the way back to the bottom of the waist so we get that real low lat activation there, and then we'll throw in some rear flies as well for some shoulder health. So day 6, Saturday, of course, is going to be our active recovery day. But we still want to be moving around, get some stretching in, get outside, get some sunlight, 30 to 45 minutes of continuous low impact activity. So walking, if you want to do swim, go for that. If you want to do ruck with a light pack, go for that. You can do a really, really light bike ride, keep the wattage low, just to get the body moving, the blood pumping, so on and so forth. Keep it at a brisk pace, but we're not trying to prove anything. We're not trying to break a sweat or anything like that, but just get out there and move the body some. So that'll take care of our next week's training. And week 14, here we are. For those of you that have hung on this long, I appreciate you. I know there's been a lot of times where training has really started to beat us down. I know everybody's got real lives outside of the gym. I do as well. So I feel that for sure. But what we're doing here is we're building our own level of discipline. We're building our own expectations of ourselves, right? So we're starting to set the example for those in our community around us. And we're doing that with the discipline of taking care of these exercises, taking care of our nutrition, taking care, making sure that we're getting rest and recovered, so on and so forth. And that's all building that discipline base. And that discipline, it doesn't really care how we feel. All that discipline cares about is what we do, regardless of how we feel. The gym doesn't care if we're tired. Your work doesn't care if you're tired. Your schedule, your schedule's packed. Your motivation's low. At the end of the day, that weight on the bar is waiting. That bar is waiting. You show up. You put in the work anyway, and that's the discipline that we're looking for. Every rep, every session, it's another reason why. It's another brick on the foundation of the person that you are making yourself to be tomorrow, right? I had a friend of mine that he told me once, it was you don't actually rise to your level of motivation. You fall to the level of your discipline, right? So there are some days where you can go into it all hard and heavy and say, yeah, I'm ready to kill this workout, blah, blah, whatever. But that's just because that's how you feel that day. If you feel like dog the next day, and your bottom level of discipline is, I'm just going to go home and I'm going to eat some Twinkies, or I'm just going to go in there and just look at the gym, that's all you're going to do. That's your lowest level of discipline right there. And if your discipline is solid, that won't be an issue, right? You'll be able to go in there, kill the workout, put in the effort that you can, and go home. So, with all that being said, this week, let's attack it. Let's get after it. We've got some pretty heavy training sessions in front of us. Let's attack it like it's the only thing that is standing between you and what it is you truly want. And then walk out of there knowing that you put everything you could into it, right? Because, at the end of the day, while others are out there waiting to feel if they're ready, you're out there actually doing the damn thing. So let's get out there, let's stay in the fight, keep hammering, and do the damn thing. Let's train hard.